Okay, so just to be sure, it's okay if I put this on YouTube, on Facebook, social media, use it for my site and for courses.
Sure.
Okay, remember, you don't see any content. Okay.
Okay.
But I would like you to tell me what are the
Sorry. The
yeah.
thing that I have at 12:30, it just got canceled, so we can do it.
Okay, great. So what are any positive changes that you've had in the past week?
Life is getting a little bit better. I'm very surprised about that.
Good. Okay. Anything specific you'd like to say, or would rather keep it as general like that?
I've been looking at life a little bit differently, so that seems to help a lot.
Okay, good. Excellent. So we basically did one big memory last time, right?
Right.
That was memory, I think, number 2.
Yeah.
So let's see about memory number 1. See, okay. Do you remember what the 3 memories were?
I don't remember what order they were in. Was it the C-section one?
The C-section one was, I think, number 3.
Oh, it was a friend's one. That was number 1.
Right. Okay, so how does that feel at this point?
I think I let it go a little bit more.
Any feelings there at this point?
I mean, I'm sad about it, but it's just in my past now, kind of thing.
All right, let's get rid of the sadness. Okay, you still see the whole picture there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so feel what you feel, know what you know, and start tapping. Let it go.
Let it go.
Safe to let it go.
Safe to let it go.
Time to let it go.
Time to let it go.
Once upon a time ago, it helped me.
Once upon a time ago, it helped me.
It came to teach me something.
It came to teach me something.
But I don't need that thing anymore.
But I don't need that thing anymore.
It doesn't serve me.
It doesn't serve me.
I choose to let it go.
I choose to let it go.
It's safe to let it go.
It's safe to let it go.
Safe to transform it.
It's safe to transform it.
Into love.
Into love.
Into joy.
Into joy.
Into happiness.
Into happiness.
Into well-being.
Into well-being.
Into an abundance of good things.
An abundance of good things.
Every area of my life.
Every area of my life.
With every person in my life.
With every person in my life.
Let everything else go.
Let everything else go.
Grab your wrist. Breathe in. Blow out. Go to that safe place. Remember that force shield that we made?
Yes.
Okay, so step inside of there. See it, hear it, feel it as if you're there right now.
Yep.
And say peace.
Peace.
Okay, what's going on there now when you see that memory? Has it changed? You have to tell us the whole memory, just tell us if it's changed.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lot calmer now.
Does it look better?
Yeah.
Is there anything left of it?
It's just a memory.
When you see it, is there anything left of the old memory, or has it changed into a new memory?
Well, I still remember it, but it's just like a movie kind of thing where
you will still know what happens no matter what. Okay, we're not erasing your knowledge, but I wanted to get to the point where when you see it, you don't see what actually happened. You see something else that makes you feel good. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to use a different tool right now. And this requires your imagination, your amazing imagination. So I know you have a good imagination.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let me give you a little bit of background. Every single one of us has a control board. through which we can control every single part of our life. Most people
Okay.
don't know that they have it, but everybody does have one. Okay? Now, on this control board, have you ever seen Star Trek when you were little? No. Okay.
I watched Star Wars. Does
They
that
were
count?
probably in some of the spaceships they had that as well, where you have like this whole big, it's like, or like when you go on an airplane, you see the pilot's
Oh, yeah.
office, right? You see this big
Yeah.
control board with dials and with switches
And
all over the place. That is what your control board looks like. Now, you can either find the dial on the control board that has to do with this memory, or you can create a dial which has to do with this memory if it's not there yet, because you can create any dial you want. It's your control board, nobody else's. Okay, so let's create the dial. Instead of having you look through each and every dial over there, because it might take a while, let's just create a dial. Okay? Now, on one side of the dial, it's what you have there right now in the memory.
Okay.
On the other side of the dial, the only instruction or intention you're setting for your unconscious mind is to make it be something that makes you feel happy. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I want you to reach out with one hand and touch the dial. Okay? And with your other hand, as you touch it, notice where you feel it inside of you and just point. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Okay? And now I want you to turn the dial. Now I want you to turn it back and forth until it's stuck on the happy place and you can't turn it back anymore.
Okay.
Okay, so it's stuck on the happy place?
Yeah.
Okay, now look again at the memory and notice what's changed. Does it look different now?
Yeah.
Does it look better?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to play that memory in your mind, not once, not twice, not 10 times, not 100 times, but millions of times at the speed of thought. And as you're doing it, I want you to notice how your mind is lighting up like that, that Christmas tree with all the lights that pop up. I mean, we do it for Sukkot. In Israel, that's what we buy, Christmas decorations, put in our sukkah.
Yeah, we do that here in Canada too.
Okay. And it lights up and it's creating new neuronal connections for that memory in connection with every other memory that you have in your mind. And keep playing it over and over and over again till you know that you couldn't pull out that new memory even if you tried.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now let's go to the third memory. Okay. And when you go to that third memory, how does it feel now?
Much calmer.
Can you still see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's once again go to our dial.
Okay.
This is a new dial that you're making for this memory over here. And on one side is how you see it right now. And the only instruction we're giving to the unconscious mind is to turn it into a memory that when you look at it, you feel happy. And then touch the dial with one hand, point to where you feel it with the other. Turn the dial back and forth until you can't turn it back anymore, till it's stuck at the 10, at that happy memory.
Okay.
Okay, is it stuck there?
Yes.
And when you look at the memory now, what does it feel like? What does it look like?
Feels great.
Okay, good. Take that memory, play it not once, not 10 times, not 100 times, but millions of times at the speed of thought, watching your mind light up like those Christmas lights, creating new neuronal connections for that new memory that you just created in relation to every other memory that's in your mind. And keep doing it until it's so intertwined, has so many connections that you couldn't pull it out, even if you tried.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
So when you go there now, how does it feel?
Great.
Good. So remember that shelf that we pushed to the side over there last week?
Oh, yeah.
How does it feel?
It's just good memories.
Good. Excellent. Going back to those things we spoke about last week,
Yes.
are they still bothering you?
Yes.
Okay. At what level?
About an 8
Okay.
or 9.
8 or 9. And can you make it a 10?
Yeah, I can make it a 10.
Okay. How do you make it into a 10?
I just get myself in the moment when I'm angry. And I remember how angry I am.
Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to think of yourself in that place, step into that situation, and create a dial for your self-worth at that situation.
Okay.
Now, 0 to 10, where 10 is princess or queen of the world, 0 is down in the dumps. Where's your self-worth lie over there?
A 3.
3. Reach out and touch it with one hand. With your other hand, point where you feel it inside. Turn the dial up. Notice the shift and changes occur inside as you turn it up. Keep turning it back and forth, so you can't turn it back anymore until it's stuck at the 10 and you feel like you're queen of the world.
Okay.
Okay, it's over there, stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, now go back into that moment again. And how does it feel now? What's the difference? What's changed?
I don't deserve it.
Okay. Does it feel better or does it feel worse?
It's not my problem. It's someone else's problem.
Not your problem, huh? Imagine that. Was it your problem beforehand?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. And I want you to go into that memory again. And 0 is where the memory is now. 10 is happy place. Go ahead and change it. Reach out and touch the dial. Point where you feel it with the other hand. Turn the dial up. Notice the shift and change the current side. As you turn it up, keep turning it back and forth. You can't turn it back anymore until it's stuck at 10.
Okay.
Okay, and you look at it now. How does it feel?
Did you want a number?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a 2?
A 2. Okay, start tapping. This feeling of a 2.
Sorry?
This feeling of a 2.
This feeling of a 2.
Whatever's left of that bad feeling.
Whatever's left of that bad feeling.
Whatever it means.
Whatever it means.
Whatever it represents.
Whatever it represents.
All the sensations.
All the sensations.
All the colors.
All the colors.
All the images.
All the images.
All the memories that support it.
All the memories it supports.
All the programs that support it.
All the programs that support it.
All the attachments that support it.
All the attachments that support it.
All the references that support it.
All the references that support it.
Be they from past lives.
Be they from past lives.
Present lives.
Present lives.
Future lives.
Future lives.
Or parallel lives.
Or parallel lives.
I thank them for all their hard work.
I thank them for all their hard work.
Trying to keep me safe.
Trying to keep me safe.
The only way that they knew how.
The only way they knew how.
I have better tools now.
And I have better tools now.
They've been working really hard to give me a message.
They've been working really hard to give me a message.
And I've been really dense.
And I've been really dense.
But I'm getting it now.
But I'm getting it now.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I forgive you.
I forgive you.
I transform it
I transform it
into love,
into love,
into joy,
into joy,
into happiness,
into happiness,
into well-being,
into well-being,
into an abundance of good things
into an abundance of good things
with every person in my life,
with every person in my life,
in every area of my life.
in every area of my life.
Top with lots and lots of fun.
Tap with lots of fun.
I let everything else go.
Let everything else go.
I'm safe.
I'm safe.
Grab your wrist, breathe in, blow out. Peace.
Peace.
Okay. What's happening now when you go there?
It's just a thing that happened. It didn't
Still
happen.
see what happened though.
Yeah, I remember it, but it's just
not in your knowledge. When you see the memory, did anything change in it, or is it the same memory?
the same thing happened, but it feels different. Like I still remember it.
Well, I know you're still going to remember it. You're always going to still remember it, okay? We're not erasing your knowledge. But we want to get it to the point that inside of you, you can't see that same memory anymore. Okay? Because remember, what you focus on grows. We want you to focus on things that make you happy so that the happiness grows.
Right.
Right? So we want to get that memory to the point where you can no longer see what happened, even though you'll know what happened, but you'll see there's something totally different. Right? Let me give you an example, okay? And this might be just a change of perspective or of reframe. I'm the third child, second girl. Most of my life, I lived in hand-me-downs. I mean, before I grew up and, moved out and bought my own clothes, right? When I was little.
Same.
Okay? But when I was born, there was an actress next to my mom who was really rich and was sure she was having a girl, and she ended up having a boy. And this is like before the years that they had ultrasounds, right? So she had bought this beautiful layette of girls' clothes, and she didn't know what to do with it, so she gave it to my mom, right? So I used to say, I had this great layette, and from then on end, it was downhill, went all into hand-me-downs.
Right.
I created a reframe for it. I'm a princess. God made sure that I came into the world looking like a princess. Right? Totally different outlook on it.
Right.
Right? It became something that made me feel happy. So if that's what changed in your memory, then that's fine. But if you see the memory in the same unhappy way that you had it beforehand, then I'd like to change it to a place where it's happy.
Okay.
All right. So is it still in that same unhappy place as it was beforehand?
No.
It's now a happy place.
Yes.
Okay. So you know what to do. Play that memory, not once, not 10 times, not 100 times, but millions of times at the speed of thought, noticing how your mind is lighting up like that Christmas tree on Christmas Eve or Hanukkah, the lights in the sukkah, creating all these new neuronal connections for this new memory in relation to all the other memories that you have in your mind, and keep going at it until it's has so many neuronal connections you couldn't pull them out even if you tried.
Okay.
Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to take a conglomeration of all the memories having to do with this topic that's making you unhappy. Okay? And put them all together.
Okay.
Okay, 0 to 10, how strong do you feel it?
About a 10.
Okay. So if you were going to take all those memories and you were going to take the Zoe out of each one of those memories, how many Zoes would there be?
Years worth.
Years worth. So how many? Like your age?
No.
50 Zoeys, 100 Zoeys?
Thousands.
1,000 Zoeys. Okay. Good thing you have a big place in that force field for all those 1,000
Right.
Zoeys, right?
Otherwise, we'd run out of room.
Yeah, this is a magical. It's sort of like the Beit HaMikdash. Now, the Beit HaMikdash kind of like grew as more people came, and there was
Right.
always room for everyone to bow down. So the same thing over here. This force field just keeps growing as there's more people to put in there. Okay? So bring in those 1,000 Zoeys. Now, if you took out all the bad stuff from all those 1,000 Zoeys and put it into a pile, how big do you think that pile would be?
All the bad stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like a garbage pile.
Garbage pile, like the size of a 5-story building, the size of a Mount Everest, the size of a 1-story house.
Yeah, maybe a house.
Okay, a 1-story house or a 2-story house?
A 1-story. Like a bungalow.
House. Okay. Now, if you were to tell me how much of that stuff was actually Zoe's and how much of it was given to her from other people, what do you think it would be?
I think most of it would be from other people.
Okay. So I'm calling in the karma police, and they are going to use these special vacuum cleaners to suck out all that bad stuff from all the thousands of Zoe's, and they're going to put it all in a big pile. Okay.
Okay.
So let them come in let them into the force field. Okay, open up the door over there. Let them suck it all out. Okay, and then they take it out and they put it into a pile. And just let me know, like, is the pile as big or as small as you thought it was going to be, or is it bigger or is it smaller?
Much smaller.
Much smaller, huh? Look at that. And did they manage to get everything out?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you want to do with that stuff? You can give it back to people who gave it to you. You can send it off to the sun to be recycled by the sun. You can send it down to the center of the earth to be recycled by the center of the earth. You can just explode it all. You can. What would you like to do with it?
I want to give it back. Okay.
Do you want to give it back nicely wrapped, or do you want to just like dump it in the front yard?
It's pretty much what I want to do. Dump it in their front yard or in their own little space.
So karma police, go ahead. Give each person, and they know, they're very smart, this karma police. They've done their research. They know exactly who to give it to.
Okay.
Give it all back to whoever it belonged to. Just dump it in their yard or in their private space. And you can leave it over there. They can do whatever they want afterwards, but you just give it back to them. Okay. They're doing their job. Let them do it. They're very efficient. I've worked very well with the karma police. We've, had a lot of dealings together, and I've never been disappointed. Okay, how do those 1,000 Zoeys feel now?
Much better.
Okay, so I want you to take one big group hug.
Okay.
And take them all into your heart where they belong.
Okay.
Okay, and now look at their timeline and notice if there's still any dark spots on the timeline from that first Zoey till today, or has it all turned bright and light?
It's good.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to run through that timeline. Not once, not 10 times, but millions of times at the speed of thought, noticing how all those good experiences are now growing bigger and bigger and stronger and intertwining with each other and with all those other new memories that you just created, and how your mind's lighting up like the sukkah night after you put in all the decorations with the lights that are popping up all over the place. And keep going until they are so intertwined, so deeply intertwined, you couldn't pull them out even if you tried.
Okay. Got it.
And now, is there anything else that these always need to work on?
Yeah. Remembering that I am worth something.
Okay.
I don't deserve what the other person is doing, or people, or whatever.
Okay. So first of all, I want you, each one of those Zoeys inside of you, along with you, should go to their self-worth style, 0 to 10. 10 is up in the sky, queen of the mountain. 0 is down the dumps. What's the number?
An 8.
Good. Reach out and touch it. Have all of them reach out and touch it. Have them all turn it so that all of them are being turned to a 10. And none of them can turn it back from a 10. They're all stuck at that 10.
Okay.
Okay. How do they feel now, and how do they react now in these situations?
Just walk away. It's not my problem.
Wow, look at that. Pretty
That's
cool.
great.
Pretty cool. Because it never was your problem.
No, it wasn't.
They tried to make it your problem because they didn't want to have to deal with it. But
right.
You don't have to be their garbage can.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to soon do the future pacing. But
okay.
before we do the future pacing, to see how strong you actually got it inside of you, what I want you to do is I want you to go back to the time before conception. Okay, when you were just a little spark in the sky.
Okay.
And I want you to go to that little Zoe spark. Tell her who you are, make her believe it. Believe from the future, make her believe it.
Okay.
And that tell her that here in the future, you're learning these new powers of how to change the past, and make her believe it.
Okay.
And now tell her how much you love her, how much you've always loved her, how much you always will love her, and how you're always going to support her. You're always going to hug her. You're always going to guide her. You're going to always show her the path of least resistance to where she wants to get to. And then with all the knowledge, all the wisdom, and all the information that you've gained throughout the years, I want you to download it into her right into the level of her DNA so that she can have it throughout her whole growing up period without having to even think about it. It can be expressed from the DNA to the protein to the action automatically, effortlessly, without any problem, without having to think about it. Just gray hair goes without thinking about it, just like she bleeds without thinking about it.
Okay.
And now watch that spark, how it gets fertilized, and then it doubles and turns into 4, and then 8, and then 16, and then 32, and then 64. We're not going to go any higher, don't worry. And it keeps doubling over and over and over again until it grows into a whole big fetus, until it's born. And notice the timeline from then all the way till today. Notice how there might be some less than positive events and some positive events. But with all that new information, with all that new wisdom that you just infused into her DNA to be expressed automatically, naturally, and effortlessly without her having to think about it, well, the positive events get more and more positive. All the less than positive events become positive. And then they grow bigger and bigger and better with every breath she takes and every beat of her heart. And keep going round and round, not once, not 10 times, not 100 times, but millions of times at speed of thought. Until there's nothing on the less than positive side. Everything is positive and growing bigger and bigger and stronger. And it's so entwined, so entrenched inside her mind with all those lights going off, with all the new neuronal connections being created, that you couldn't pull it out, even if you tried.
Okay.
Okay. And now I'd like you to step out of yourself and go 7 days into the future. And step inside yourself over there. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. Paying special attention to all the things we were working on today. And give me a Tell me what's happening, if the changes are still holding true.
Probably not, but it's a work in progress.
Okay, what's going on there? What is she feeling? Does she feel a lack of self-worth? Does she feel...
She's probably annoyed at the mess from Shabbos and dealing with that, but that's not related to self-worth.
Well,
It's just...
yes and no. Look at your self-worth dial. What's the number over there?
Well, we made it at 10.
You just did it now, or we did it before?
We did it.
Because this is the future.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is 7 days in the future.
I imagine it will probably be a 7 or an 8.
Okay, so first of all, reach out and touch it. Turn the dial up. Notice how much shift and changes occur inside. As you turn it up, keep turning it back and forth till it's stuck at that 10.
Okay.
Okay, and now what's going on there when you see that scene? After Shabbos, everything's a mess.
It's a 10.
Feels bad like a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the overall emotion that you're feeling there?
Well, I'm happy that my kid's in school and I get to be alone and do the cleanup properly without little hands helping me.
Oh, so it's a 10 in a good way, not a 10 in a bad way.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
10 in a good way. I was saying, you were saying it was not feeling good. It was a 10. I'm saying, oh, all right, let's.
Oh, no. Good is 10, bad is 0.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Right. Step out of there. Go 1 month, 7 days into the future. Step into the Zoey of then. See what you see, hear what you feel, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. Give me a report back, paying special attention to all the things we've been working on today.
I can try to make it a 10.
Don't try to make it a 10. And let me give you a little tip over here. The word try is infused with the idea that it's not going to happen.
I will make it 10.
When people say, I'll try to come, what they really mean is, I don't really want to come. Probably not going to come, but I'll make you feel good and say that I'll try to come.
Yeah.
All right? So word try out of your vocabulary. All right?
Okay. It will be a 10.
Well, I want you to make it right now a 10.
Okay. It's a 10.
Okay, what do you do to make it a 10?
Well, because it doesn't really matter what's going on around me. I'm still worth something.
You're still worth not just something. You're
the
worth
queen
everything.
of the universe.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
God created each one of us because each one of us is the queen or king of our universe. And each one of us is necessary, because if one of us were missing, first of all, God doesn't create us for nothing. Okay? Right. God does everything for a purpose. Okay? Yes. And each one of us has a role to play within this universe. And the same way, I mean, I remember when my kids were little and they used to watch like a concert, right? And you see the cymbals, and all they do is at the very end, they go like that, right?
Right.
And they'd say, that must be such a boring job. And I'm like, but that's one of the most important jobs. Imagine if they got that wrong, how bad it would sound.
Right.
Right? Everyone else, they can make a little mistake. All right, no mistake. No one not necessarily notices. But if they make a mistake when they go like that, everybody notices. Right? Okay. So when you go there, this is still a month and 7 days.
I'm still a 10.
Okay, good. Now step out of there. Go 1 year, 1 month, and 7 days into the future. Step into the Zoey of then. See what you see.
It's still a 10.
Good. And now go 5 years into the future. Step into the Zoey of then.
Oh boy. it's still a 10 and I can go out without any masks on.
Cool. But you're saying a year and a month and 7 days we're just will be wearing masks? Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is that Zoe from 5 years from now, she's learned a lot of wisdom over the time, gotten a lot of information, right?
Yeah.
I want you to step into her. I want you to live a week in her life so you can feel it right now. And as you're living that week in her life, I want her to download into you all that knowledge, wisdom, information that she's gained and let her infuse it right into your DNA so it can be expressed automatically, naturally, and effortlessly whenever you need it without you even having to think about it. Just like your hair goes without thinking about it, just like your fingernails go without thinking about it, just like you breathe without thinking about it.
Okay.
Step outside, give her a big hug, thank her, tell her you can't wait to meet her in 5 years from now without the mask.
Yeah. Without the mask.
And then coming back to the present day, bringing with you all that knowledge, all that wisdom, all that information infused right into your DNA to be expressed naturally, effortlessly, and automatically whenever you need it without you even having to think about it. And when you're ready to meet this new life that you've created for yourself, this new identity that you've created for yourself, you can go ahead and come out of whatever you're in.
Okay.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. When you look at all those scenes, what resource would be important for you to have to make it easier for you to deal with it in the way that you want to deal with it, where it's like, not my problem, I can just walk away?
I just need to remember. What do you mean, what resource?
Like, what's missing?
I need to step out of it. So I sometimes forget. I get caught up in the moment instead
Do
of
you
taking a breath and thinking, maybe this isn't my problem.
do you remember a time when you were able to do that?
Well, I mean, I could do it now and look back. Do you mean
Okay.
like a time when it's happening?
When it happened beforehand. Is there ever a time in your life when it happened, not necessarily related to the specific issue, but could be any other issue where you were able to just step out of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to go into that moment. Stand like you were standing then. Breathe like you were breathing then. And notice where you feel that power inside of you.
Okay.
Point where you feel it inside of you.
Oh, my heart.
Notice there's a color attached to it. What's the color?
Red.
I want you to pull it out. Keep it. We're going to use it, but pull it out.
Good.
Got
Okay, I got it.
it all? Okay.
Yes.
Now I want you to notice it has a spin to it. Which way is it spinning?
Left, I think.
Take it by the two sides, and in that same direction, make it spin faster and stronger and bigger and double the speed, double the amplitude, double the frequency. Keep doubling it over and over again till it takes on a life force of its own. We know you got it for all the right reasons. Slam it right down in front of you.
Okay.
And then jump into it. Let it continue spinning around you, filling you up in every cell, every organ, every limb of your body. Feel yourself standing stronger, taller. And then take a step
Okay.
out
Okay.
and notice how it now grows into the size of the entire building. Okay, not just your house, but an entire 5-story building. And then take a step back into it. Feel it all around you. Feel that energy. Feel it vibing inside of you. Feel it filling up every single intercellular space. Feel it growing. Feel yourself growing stronger with it. And when you got it, take a step back out.
Okay.
And now watch it grow into the size of the whole entire universe. So enormous. When you got it, step inside. Feel it filling you up, surrounding you from all sides, making this whole force field around you, giving you the power from every angle that you could possibly imagine, filling you up from the inside, from the outside, all around you. And when you got it, step back outside.
Okay.
And now take it and condense it down into a little ball. And you know what happens to all that energy when you condense it down, right?
Way bigger.
It's all that much stronger, just like the atomic bomb, or the nuclear bomb. And then I want you to cut it in half. Chop it. Put one half at the side. The other half, notice has a spin to it. Which way is it spinning?
Same.
Okay, notice has the color.
Still red.
And make it spin even faster in that direction, even bigger, even stronger, doubling the speed, doubling the amplitude, double the magnitude, double the frequency, keep doubling it over and over again. You know, can never go faster before, going to get bigger revs now until it takes on life force. So, yeah, you got it for all the right reasons. Slam it right back into where you took it out from. And let it fill your entire body, from the tip of your head, tip of your toes, tip of your fingers, spinning around, filling up all the cells, all the areas in between the cells, every limb and organ and cell of your body. So they're totally full. And then take the other half. It's sort of like Play-Doh. I want you to decide whether you want to make it into a ring or into a bracelet or into a necklace or into a belt. You can make anything you want. Whatever suits you. Okay, so what are you going to make it into?
A ring, I think.
Okay, so go ahead. Mold it into that ring. Put that ring on one of your fingers, whichever one you want.
Okay.
And now rub it and see what happens. Notice how you start to feel that power even stronger, even bigger.
So weird.
And every time you feel you need a little boost, all you have to do is rub that ring. It's my gift to you. Your gift to yourself. Okay?
Okay.
And if at some point you feel you want to share it with your children, you can do that too. All you have to do is take it off, spin it to make it bigger, give them a piece, let them form their own thing. You form yours back on, put it on, they can form theirs, and teach them how to use it. Could come in handy for them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Anything else that needs to be worked on over here?
What do you mean?
No, think about that whole situation that you had. The long going situation, the long drawn out, that was causing the unhappiness. Is there anything else that needs to be worked on?
No, it was just the main thing.
Okay, so your homework, once again, continue writing in your gratitude notebook.
Okay.
Number 2, continue noticing any positive changes and writing them down. Number 3, play with your ring. Give it power anytime you need it. Number 4, notice what else comes up, because things, as you get rid of layers, more layers sometimes come up. Okay, till we get down to the core. When those things come up, write them down. Again, you don't have to share what the thing is, so we can work on it with no content without any problem. But you have to know what it is. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Just give that ring a little bit of a rub. Notice the feeling. Feel
good? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure.